Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today as we get into the long-awaited preview for Liverpool versus Chelsea at Anfield. This is, without question, one of, some would say, the hardest game of the season. One of, because you have to take into context the Etihad. That will be one of the hardest for sure. Anfield's up there. But some would actually say, well, no, Liverpool right now, top of the league, 5 points clear. Obviously, they've played one more game, but 5 points clear. And Anfield is the toughest place to go to right now. Well, Chelsea got to go there tomorrow. So this is going to be interesting. And I feel like there's a certain direction that you expect me to take this in, but I'm going to enlighten you with an alternative. So we're going to get to that. Before we do, make sure you guys are here for the watch along tomorrow, as we will get into it and we will be watching the game live. Make sure you're hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified once I do go live, and then we can watch. We can go through the motions again, because we always go through motions as Chelsea fans. Like I say, being a Chelsea fan comes with health insurance. It needs to be done. So we will be here to watch Liverpool versus Chelsea at Anfield. And like I've said, I mean in general, right? We will expect the game to go in a certain way tomorrow. Why? Because Chelsea are Chelsea. And Liverpool right now are Liverpool. Liverpool currently sitting top of the league, like I did mention, on 48 points. Man City having played one game less on 43, so that can come down to 2 points. But currently 5 points ahead of Arsenal, as well as Aston Villa, who are in fourth. Chelsea in ninth, currently 17 points behind Liverpool. Great. However, and this is where I want to say, look, I feel like the run of games that Chelsea are about to have right now has kind of come at the wrong time, because Chelsea on 31 points are 1 point behind 7th. And when you look at it, 4 points behind 6th, 9 points behind 5th. And then it starts to get a bit crazy, 12 points behind top 4. So it's a bit mad. But when you look at Chelsea's running now, it's not easy. But like I said, I feel like many people are expecting this game to go in a certain way. And I don't think it will. Now, you lot know me and how critical I've been of this, not just the team, of the football club and the way that we are moving right now. But Chelsea do have this thing where, and I said this a few videos ago, if you remember. If you were there and you remember it, then you can let me know in the comments. But I remember saying, and I stick to this, I'm more scared of the so-called smaller teams than the bigger teams when it comes to Chelsea. Now, that's not to say that we're going to play against the bigger teams and we're going to turn all of them over. Like, I will give you my prediction at the end of this video and what I genuinely think is going to happen. But I'm seeing a lot of people, even Chelsea fans, go, oh my God, yeah, no, Chelsea are going to get battered. Like, it's going to be an annihilation. It's going to be a 6-0. Like, I genuinely don't think it will. I don't want to say it won't. I was about to say it won't. With Chelsea, we have to be real. You never know. It's possible. Let's be logical here. It's possible we get destroyed tomorrow. It's possible. But I genuinely don't think it's happening. I think, if anything, it will be a tight game. And I think that, yes, Liverpool have the upper hand, and I think it would be foolish to not expect Liverpool to pick up 3 points tomorrow, but I don't think it's going to be completely one-sided, complete annihilation, 4-0 at half-time. I genuinely don't think it's going to go down that way. But Liverpool are Liverpool right now. And when we go to the latest and the injury news, the team news and all of that, when we look to, let's start with Liverpool. Funnily enough, they're the home team. We'll start with them, seeing as they're top of the league. They deserve to be mentioned first at this point, don't they? So, Alex McAllister is fit to play, apparently. He returns. He missed the Norwich game as a precaution. Alcantara is still out. He's not going to be available for this. Mo Salah is still not there. Tsimikas, Matip, Bajtek and Endo all still unavailable. So you see, this is where I want to pinpoint something, because there seems to be, I think a few Chelsea fans are under this impression that we're the only ones with injuries here. We're the only ones suffering. Like, no, there are teams worse than us. Liverpool, not quite like us, but you read the names that I said are out. And you could argue maybe 2 or 3 are standard squad players, then obviously you have Mo Salah. But the thing about Liverpool and Klopp is that they've got a way of being able to manage without players like Salah. Klopp has managed to build like these links that just work in this Liverpool team. And even if you take one man out, it's fine. The system's still there and it's still operating. Don't worry, everything's under control. With Chelsea, it's not the same. It's the complete opposite. When one player goes missing, all of a sudden we're in a crisis. It's mad, you know. And then we're looking to see how we're going to stop gap and how we're gonna, fill in the voids. And it's mad. In regards to Chelsea, we've got news that Levi Colwill is out. He's not going to be available for tomorrow because he did pick up a minor injury in the warm-up for the FA Cup game against Aston Villa. Nkunku and Gusto are back in full training and will be available tomorrow. So that's great. Fantastic. I will come to my lineup and what I think needs to be done and how I would shape it up tomorrow. That's just to let you know. And Nicholas Jackson could be on the bench for tomorrow. Obviously, Senegal got eliminated yesterday. And it's crazy to find an actual moment to be able to talk about all of this in detail. But Senegal got eliminated by the Ivory Coast. The Ivory Coast, it's mad. The Ivory Coast, who were sitting third in their group, hoping that they will qualify based on other results. And then all of a sudden, last 16, play against the current champions who were looking like creme de la creme. See you later, knocked out. AFCON is a beautiful thing. And all the big countries are getting knocked out one after the other. When you look on paper, the only big countries that are left, Morocco, who have to play tonight, we'll see what happens, can't write anything off, and Nigeria, who have made the quarterfinal. And they're the ones that seem to be leveling up pretty nicely. But the way that this competition is moving, we don't know where it's going. You got countries like Cape Verde, you know, all these sort of countries that have popped out of nowhere that are causing all sorts of momentum. Beautiful tournament. Ivory Coast now into the quarterfinal, get to play on home turf. Basically 3 games to go to win the competition. Ivory Coast all of a sudden have become one of the favourites. It's mad. Nicholas Jackson, for that reason, because Senegal have been knocked out, is more than likely going to feature on the bench because there's enough time for him to fly all the way back and then be available for selection. But Poch did say that if he does make it in time, he will be on the bench. So there's that. Apart from that, everyone else is basically okay. So when we're talking about the starting 11 and what needs to be done, I feel, let's get right into it, shall we? We kind of know what Liverpool are going to do. Let's focus on what we're going to do. Let's get into it. Here's the starting 11. Right, starting off in goal, Petrovic. Now, I want to say something about the goalkeepers. Sanchez is back in training. But I'm sorry. I want to see Petrovic still as our number 1. He is, without question, right now, the way that he's playing, right, our most reliable goalkeeper since Courtois. I know some people are going to be like, yo, listen, you're taking it too far. I'm saying, based on what we've seen so far, it can go south at any moment, I know. But with what we have seen so far, I haven't felt at peace this much of a goalkeeper since then, if you understand what I'm saying. So Petrovic just needs to keep doing what he's doing. Keep doing what you're doing, and good things will happen. So Petrovic in goal, I don't want that being interrupted. He stays as number 1 right now. I don't care. Defence. I would go Thiago Silva and Disasi alongside him. Disasi is recently, as I would say, started to show some nice signs, right? And I feel like, okay, Levi Colwill's out. It's a chance to build some momentum. This is the most important thing. We need to try and build some momentum where we can, right? Momentum. Let's run with it. Let's stop chopping and changing. I don't want Poch tinkering. So Disasi alongside Thiago Silva for me, that would be great. The fullbacks, listen. Gusto is back. I'm sorry, but you start, mate. We're playing Liverpool here. You know, If we're playing centre-backs at full-backs against Liverpool, we're stuffed. So listen, for me, it has to be Gusto at right-back. He's back in full training. Listen, I know it's a bit of a risk, but it's got to be done. So Gusto at right-back, cool. But just Gusto. I'll get to the other player later on. Chilwell, left back. Listen, you're back. You're fit clearly now. You're ready to go. You're playing 90 minutes. You're at left back. Simple as, right? So we've got fullbacks at fullback positions. Fantastic. In midfield, Enzo and Caicedo alongside him together. That's going to be the midfield without question. There's no other real alternative that we can possibly go to. Now, Nkunku, in terms of the severity of injury and how long it's taken and what's going on compared to Gusto, two different things. So for me, Gusto, I think will be okay to start. But Nkunku, I think we'll be okay without him to start the game. He can come on, right? Gallagher starts in the 10. And for this reason, Cole Palmer starts on the right. And then I would go Sterling on the left. So for me, that is what I would do. And then later, we can analyse and see where Nkunku can come on and where he can make a difference, right? But for me, that's what we need to be starting with. And especially against Liverpool. Liverpool are a team all about playing direct, power, I want to say pace. So I feel like this setup is the best that we can go to. And Gallagher in the 10 needs to do as much as possible to try and win the ball up the pitch. As many times as possible. Do not let Liverpool bypass you, is going to be the aim for Conor Gallagher. He's going to have to run ragged. So that's that. And the same goes for the others. You know, a press isn't conducted by one person. And again, it can be at any phase of the pitch. It needs to be high up. So let's see what's going to happen there. And up top, like I've mentioned, look, it's got to be Broja. We don't have a choice. Listen, we even think about a false 9 against Liverpool. Well, good luck. We ain't scoring. Simple as that. We ain't scoring. And I know some people will say, with Broja, we're not going to score. But listen, he's a striker. At least. I agree. Chances are he probably won't. But at least we give at least some sort of a hope, some sort of a chance, you know, the size of a pea chance, you know, compared to nothing. So, yeah, Broja up top. And then, look, if we have to bring on Nicholas Jackson later, we can. If he's on the bench, he's available for selection. He can be brought on in the second half, cool. Or if things go left and we need goals, then we bring him on. But you get the gist. At least we've got Jackson on the bench. That's an option. You could, well, some would argue it's not a legit option, but he is a striker as well. And he's our main striker. So he's there, at least, right? So I would start Broja rather than the false 9. I'm scared Potter's going to go over false 9 because he thinks he's discovered some flipping, I don't know, like a gold mine or something. Anyway, let's wait and see. But this is my starting 11. Now, as I tell you guys to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Make sure you're here for the watch long tomorrow. Let me know your starting 11s in the comment section below. I'd love to hear how you're going to go down. Now, here's for the ultimate question. My prediction. How do I think this is going to go down? Like I said, I think many people are expecting Liverpool to win 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, 4-1, 5-1, 6-1. I'm going to be honest, right? I'm going to be real. I think Liverpool win. Let's just call it a buck, right? But I think it's tight. And I think Liverpool beat us 2-1. That's what I mean when I say it will be a tight game. It's Anfield. It's Liverpool, top of the league. Klopp leaving. The atmosphere is going to be crazy. I mean, all of it plays into part. Liverpool are playing some really nice football. Chelsea is so hit and miss. It's just, it all points to Liverpool getting the win. But the way that most people are thinking Chelsea are going to get battered, I want to counter that and say Chelsea tend to show up better when they're playing against the bigger teams compared to the smaller teams, which is why I said earlier on, I'm more scared of the smaller teams than I am of the bigger teams. So us going to Anfield tomorrow, I feel like Chelsea will be up for the occasion. I feel like we will see some sort of an intensity because you don't have a choice. And I feel like Chelsea players understand that when the occasion is huge. But it's the games where you expect Chelsea to roll other teams over, where we fumble and we don't know how to play football anymore. So or the setup is wrong, or some players are heads are off it, or I don't know. Tomorrow, I feel like everything will kind of fall into place, but Liverpool will be just that bit stronger because it's Liverpool, and where we are right now, I think it speaks volumes. So I'm going with a Liverpool 2, Chelsea 1, but let me know your prediction down below and how you think it's going to go down. And we'll be here for the watch long to see it all happen. So make sure you're here for that. I will see all of you then. Thank you all so much for watching. Catch you tomorrow. Have a good one, people. Take care and peace.